So the next year I was up, 98, 99, I started the year in Montreal. But after the second game, I don't know, it was Brunet or someone like that was hurt, and I knew I was going down. But when I got down, I had to meet the team in Philadelphia. So we got there, and it was the only game I think the players voted me captain. Michel Therrien took that away. It was the only game I remember wearing the captain. So I got down, and, you know, I'd just been sent down Rookie of the Year before, building off that, but I didn't have a great relationship with Therrien, and it soured after this particular game. But anyway, I remember Sylvain Blouin was on our team. Sly Blouin's a tough guy. So the night before this, you see, we went out. I get sent down, and my buddies Brian Boucher and Damon Lankow were in Philly. Brian was playing for the Phantoms. Now he's commentator on NBC Sports, I think. And he had a great career, but he was up and down in the show at that point. He's on Philadelphia Phantoms. Damon Lankow's on the Philadelphia Flyers. We all got drafted in the first round together in 95, all from Tri-City. So we're good buddies. You don't go through something like that without, having something in common the rest of your life, So we're there early. The boys come out to meet me. So we're at this bar, man. And honestly, our team, we went out for a bite to eat. So like I said, a steak and everything. And we went to the strip club. Honestly, it was on the way to the hotel. I'm not even a big strip club guy. I'm not trying to be cool. The way I looked at it, especially in Montreal, I'm like, why in the world would we go to a strip club and pay money? I'm 19. I'm a fairly looking guy. At least I'm in shape. I play for the Montreal Canadiens. And like maybe in 50 years, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? Like, why in the world would I go into a strip club in Montreal? I just never did the math. But, once in a while, and guys like to go, especially in Philly, there wasn't that many places to go. It was on the way to the hotel. Easy place to meet the boys. So we went in there. And then, anyway, we're having a couple. And I think Bush sent over one of them, this girl, for a lap dance. So anyway, and they're kind of laughing or whatever. So she dances for me. Again, in my life, I know it might sound silly, but in my life, I haven't had a dozen of them. I've gone to strip clubs. I'm not saying I don't try to leave with the real thing. I'm not saying, I don't go out and try to be with girls. I'm just, even in Newfoundland, you got George Street right there. Why go to the Cotton Club and spend $1,000?
Right.
But anyway, I get this lap dance. I'm like, I remember, and it was different rules in the States. Canada, you can pretty much do anything. In Montreal, oh my God. The happy endings happen at half of them. But in Philly, it was like, you get you got stickers on your nipples, and you still get your panties on or whatever it was. So, but she's over there dancing for me, and of course I want those panties to come off. So I'm like, hey, what are you doing after? Whatever. Like immediately too, no game whatsoever. Just immediately, I play pro hockey because it was working here and there. So she's like, yeah, but my husband plays hockey too. I'm like, oh yeah, my husband first of all. She goes, oh, don't worry. Like, well, is he here tonight? She's like, no. I'm like, well. Fair enough. I said, well, I play pro hockey, honey. I play pro hockey. So what team? I said, well, I was with the Montreal Canadiens till yesterday. I said, but now I'm with Fredericton. I'm in to play the Philadelphia Phantoms. But I said, soon to be the Flyers, hopefully. And I winked. And she said, oh, my husband plays pro hockey too. I went, pro hockey? So you mean professional hockey? He plays for the Flyers? What? She goes, no, he plays for the Phantoms. And I'm like, oh, fuck. It starts to, now I'm thinking, who on the Phantoms is fucking crazy enough? All this is going through my head. In a millisecond, I realized.
Yeah.
Frank Bialowas. I'm like, oh, Jesus. When Frank played here for the St. John's Maple Leafs, this is how I knew of Frank Bialowas, because I watched him, first of all, when I was 14. And the Leafs first came here in 91, 92. The year I left, I would come back. The Leafs. And he was an animal. And Ryan Vandenbush came in a couple years later. And these guys, animal, he's Frank the Animal. He had such a reputation as a tough guy in the way he wore his hair, and he's one of those guys. No offense against him, he probably wouldn't last if the rink was a little bit bigger. He's pure meat and potatoes, tough man. He stripped himself on more than one occasion. Not one night for novelty. He was stripping a stripper at the Cotton Club, Frank Bialowas, on Ladies' Night. So yeah, this is true. No word of a lie. More than one occasion in St. John, many more than one occasion in St. John's. So I know that anyway.
Playing hockey, he was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Yes, like with official like fucking dance and all that shit. So I'm going. So we go to the game, and he's standing on the red line in warm up, and he's got no tape on one end of his stick, and he's just like leaning on it, looking over at me, and I'm going, well, the team thinks the team because slide below, we're doing horseshoe, and he's like, he goes, Frank the Animal, he pissed off, he really mad, and I'm going, I know he's really fucking mad, he's mad at me. Anyway, Michel Therrien, he doesn't warm up, guys. He doesn't do anything. He just sits there with his stick untaped, leaning on it, staring into our end. So I'm going, holy fuck. So I come in after the warm up, and Michel Therrien knows. He's like, he's going to go somebody. And I'm going, he's going Sly, obviously. And, you know, like, first of all, I got a bit of an ego because I just get sent down. But second of all, you know, in many situations, I'd like to jump in there. But this is clearly a guy who's paid. He's a paid gun to come in and mow somebody down now. I'm going, Sly, like you're, you know, for lack of a better word, goon. I hate saying it. These guys can obviously skate. I hate the word goon. But Sly was definitely our toughest representative. He's there to fight. The only reason he's on our team is to fight. Okay. So I'm going, Sly Bluette. We had Dave Morissette as well, but Dave was hurt. So I don't mean, I'm sure we had more. We had Aaron Asham, we had Darcy Harris, but I'm just saying, if there's one person on the bench to fight Frank Bialowas, it's Sly. So I'm coming off going, you're going to fight him, right? Like, and he's just staring at me. And I'm going, I don't remember. I don't think Sly said no or anything, but a few shifts went by and he didn't. And then Mike started getting upset. Then Michel is getting every hit that Frank makes. I haven't been out there against him. Therrien is not realizing what goes on. He doesn't realize this. He just thinks someone got to fight him. So I don't remember if he gave me the tap in this particular situation, but I knew it was time, and I wanted to do it for myself because I started thinking, you know, he's fighting me. He wants to fight me anyway. I'm probably going to end up doing it. So fuck it. And this one's on YouTube. A lot of people have said, no, you didn't. Yes, I did. So I just went on the ice. I started it. I went out there and I went right after him because I'm like, this got to end. Like, I just don't want the anxiety. I want the anxiety gone. So we fought over by his bench. I got a couple in. I couldn't believe I was fighting Frank Bialowas. His punches really, really were heavy. But he never hit me on the temple or the jaw. I didn't go straight down. I got some in, and then when the reps came over, I realized, you know, enough for the Philadelphia was going crazy because the animal was fighting, but our team didn't lose much momentum because at least I stood up to him. I like that too. I didn't mind fighting those kind of guys because you don't really have to win, right?
Right.
You have to just do respectable. So anyway, we went to the box and he played the tough guy role for a second, and I don't know how I brought it up. If I said sorry or whatever about the night before, but he just says, yeah, man, it's no big deal at all. He goes, I know. He goes, you think I don't fucking know? He goes, just a bit of a laugh. He said, just no one fights me at home, man. I got to get these fans going. That's the way he said it. And I realized, I'm like, there's the animal. And then there's this dude that's a pretty funny character that I wish I got to talk to a little bit more. Like, I wish I was on his team. And I did. I saw him here and there after that for a beer, but never really got into it. Then I found out he's from Saskatchewan. And he played here. We do have a lot in common and know a lot of people. I'd love to talk to him again at some point. But on that particular evening, it went down that way. And sure enough, like I told you, like we started, you usually get respect, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember. But we played them quite a bit, like 6-8 times a year. And after that, I just remember it being, Wink, hey, how you doing, Frankie? Not that I wouldn't fight him anymore. It's a job. It's just often you get to see these people and the cape comes off.
Right.
You know, when you realize that they're just human. It's like anything. It's like meeting Ethan Hawke or whatever it might be. But when you actually got to fight them, there's this level of anxiety that comes with it. So that's another thing that I'm glad that I played the way I did, at least amongst my peers now. I don't really care what a 20-year-old thinks of me. But the guys that I played with, I mean, you want respect, right? And you want to look back and say, at least I give it my all. And the players I played against, I didn't dirty them, but, you know, I played hard. And that's the reputation I wanted. I think that's the reputation I got for the most part.